Gus, the beatmaker.
Hands. One thing I commonly hallucinate is hands. I haven't had any tactile hallucinations, meaning I haven't hallucinated touch, but I see hands pretty often. Usually there's something disturbing about them. They're normally only human enough to freak me out. Not as much since the medicine, but I used to see these demonic fingers and hands like crazy. I would see a wrist floating by a door frame. These hands were rarely attached to beings. If there was a being attached, I wouldn't be as focused on the hands as I'm sure you can imagine. Take a second. Imagine jagged fingernails looming around every corner. Cracked, unkept, long and pointy nails. These hands had no shortage of detail. They sometimes would have warts, hair, or scales. Sometimes they'd have wrinkles, other times they would be smooth, with minimal characteristics. Those usually appeared for shorter durations of time. I always feared being grabbed. I was scared of the idea of a tactile hallucination. The visions and voices disturbed me so deeply. I was always on edge something else was on its way. I'm glad that never happened. I'm grateful to be medicated. I saw hands of all colors and many textures. The weirdest thing is that they were usually near doors. It's likely I'm forgetting some hallucinations, but I can't recall a time these hands weren't near doorways. That's neither here nor there, I guess, just an observation. With hands around every door, my focus would slip. I had a hard time keeping conversation if I was hallucinating, but I rarely called it out. I've always been a pretty open book. I just don't like speaking about it when it's happening. It has to be extremely distressing for me to talk about it while I'm seeing something. Due to this, I probably seemed very spacey for a super long time. I honestly feel like since my life has gotten more on track, I'm only now really finding myself as a person. I have a therapist as well as a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist, if you didn't know, can prescribe medicine. A therapist is someone to vent to and to get advice from, at least that's how I look at it. Regardless, these hands are more of a rarity nowadays. I'm sure things could get bad again. If that happens, I'll adjust my meds. I like to stay optimistic. I feel like that gets me through.
Gus, the beatmaker.